What's up everyone, and welcome to another Wayfarer's East Heroclix tutorial. And today we're going to be talking about keywords and theme teams. And what's important to note is that everybody on their card has things called keywords. There are the words that are located underneath the character's name. If you look here at Black Bat, Batgirl, Bruce Wayne, Alfred, and Batman, they all have these little words. And one thing I want you to all focus on is that they all have one phrase or keyword in common, and that is Batman family. So if you look at the beginning of each one of their cards, they have the Batman family keyword all in common. And if they were all on a team together, granted the certain rules, then they would be considered to be a theme team. So one thing to note is that there are two types of keywords that create theme teams. One is a generic and then a themed. So Batman family would be a themed theme team. Alright, something like martial artist, I'm pretty sure that would be a generic theme word, which we will get to here in a little bit. So there are generic keywords, and then there are also the themed keywords. And there are some requirements in order to create a theme team. First is you have to have 2 characters for every 300 points or fraction thereof for a themed theme team, and for a generic theme team you have to have 3 characters for every 300 points. So right now we have 5 characters, and if we look at their cards to add them together, we got 60 from Bruce Wayne, 85, which would be 145, plus 100, which would be 245, plus 200 point Batman here, which would be 445, plus Alfred Pennyworth, which would be 487. So you got 487 points. So they would consider to be anywhere from the 300 to the 600 point range. So they would still be in that second slot of characters. And so in order for them to be on a team, they have to have at least 4 themed or 6 generic themed keywords in order to be on a team together. Considering the fact that they all have a themed keyword, they only need 4 of them, and we have 5, so they are allowed to be a theme team together, which is pretty neat. And there are some special benefits when creating a theme team. I know it might seem like a hassle, or might be kind of hard to get that point value right with certain themes, but there are benefits. First is +1 to map roll for each character. Alright, at the beginning of your turn, as most of you probably know, or not the beginning of your turn, the beginning of the game, both people, opponent and yourself, roll to see who gets to go first. They roll 2d6, and whoever wins that roll gets to go first. You get +1 to your roll for every character on your team. So you'd get +5 to your roll for having this team, which would give you a much easier or much bigger benefit, and hopefully the chance to go first. And then also you may cancel 1 battlefield condition. So if a map has a special orange battlefield condition, you can cancel it if you choose so. And then also you may use probability control, and the number of times specific to the theme team. So if you have a 300 up to a 300 point theme team, you can use probability control twice, and it's two times for every 300 points. So twice up to 300, or 4 times up to 600, and 6 times from 700 up to 900, and then on up as it goes from there. And then in order for a character to use a theme team probability control, they must have the keyword, and then no previous non-free actions this turn, and must not be able to use probability control via any other ability. And then you give the character an action token. So yeah, even though Lucius, we don't want to use Lucius Fox, but I don't have any character in front of me, but let's say Lucius Fox had a Batman family theme keyword. Even though he can't use probability control, if he is on the theme team of the Batman family and possesses that keyword, he is able to use probability control once per turn, up to the number of times you can use it per game. So if you have a 300 point team, you can only use probability control twice per game as a theme team prob, they call it. And then this specific prob forces you to get an action token for the use of it. So there are some drawbacks, but overall it is a nice benefit to have, especially when you're in a sticky situation and you can risk giving a character like Alfred, per se, an action token because all he does is sits there and perplex and supports already as it is. And that's basically all there is to theme teams. Don't forget that when creating a team, there are generic and there are themed keywords. And so usually you can tell the difference. You know, Batman family seems pretty themed. Martial artist maybe doesn't seem as themed or whatever. So if it sounds more like a name, it probably is a themed keyword. If it sounds more like, you know, armor or something generic, you know it's probably a generic keyword. You need 2 people on a themed for every 300 points and 3 people on a generic for every 300 points. And then you can also use probability control 2 times for every 300 for themed, 1 time for every generic, or for every 300 for generic. And then you also get +1 to your map roll and may cancel any battlefield condition because of the fact that you have a theme team. That's basically all there is to it. I know it's kind of a mouthful, may seem kind of confusing, so if you have any questions, make sure you message me. Email me at wayfarerseast@gmail.com. You know, tweet me up, wayfarerseast. Check me out on Facebook, wayfarerseast. It's all the same. And yeah, so hope you subscribe to Wayfarers East. Like me on Facebook and Twitter, and wayfarerseast.com. And without further ado, have yourself a great day.